And we're just gonna wait until I get that ding.
Ding
And
ding.
okay, there we are.
Live, yeah.
We are live. Fantastic. All right. So I guess welcome to Brick City Radio, a Lego podcast for Lego fans. I'm Puck.
I'm Becca, and
That's
today we have a new friend with us. Well, new to me. Met this wonderful guy at Brick World Chicago this year. We have Squiddos with us. Hi, Squiddos.
Hello.
Hey Squiddos, how's it going?
All right, you?
Doing good, doing good. We're excited to have you here.
I'm excited to
Very.
be here.
Yeah, and this is our first full podcast where we're streaming live as well as recording, which will go out as usual afterwards. So, yeah, you get a special gold star for being.
Yeah, big gold star.
Nice,
Yeah, I
nice.
would say being our guinea pigs, but I guess we kind of had that yesterday where we did a test stream. But yeah, you get that accolade of being our
Very
first guest
Wait,
streaming
first
out
guest
live.
ever?
So
Oh no, so you're our first live guest.
streaming
Yeah.
out live. Yeah,
You feel
no, we've been
privileged.
running for like a year and a half now.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
But yeah, you get that special accolade of being the first one we're going out live. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where can we find you in the Lego community?
Oh wow, a lot of stuff. My I wasn't ready for that. I'm sorry.
early morning for you.
Oh no, we've been up since 5.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What?
So we went and saw the sunrise this morning.
Oh, how lovely.
I'll post photos.
Are you? I'm assuming you're a photographer then.
No,
No,
I
just
have
got up early.
on my phone. So
Okay,
the
okay.
pinwheel says my audio is a little low.
So you are still a little bit low. Okay.
All right, let me see if I bring the camera close. No.
Trying to sort the
Okay.
audio
Is
out.
that better? Because the microphone is sitting like this, and now it's sitting like this.
It sounds louder here.
Okay.
I can't turn anybody up on my end any further than they currently are.
Let me get closer to the mic then. Ow. Give me a second.
That's much better.
Yeah, because it was right next to the microphone.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, usually I'm in the basement, which is where I'm always streaming at, but I'm upstairs on my computer. One, the furnace is in the basement, got the HVAC, so it'd be really loud downstairs.
Yeah.
Another reason why I'm not down there. But yes, so I stream on Twitch. I actually started out way back in the day streaming on Beam. You remember Beam?
No, I don't actually know Beam. No.
So one of our friends got us into streaming, and no one really did Lego. So they had this thing called the Creator Corner, and Beam actually, emphasized people doing other essentially makers and crafting that is now. Microsoft bought Beam, turned it into Mixer. You remember Mixer?
Mixer, I do know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Well,
I've heard of.
That's all dead now because Microsoft done with it. Sorry. But I would restream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Mix. I can't remember all I said. And just over time, I was like, you know what? I just want to dedicate myself to one streaming area, and it was work.
Oh, you're fine.
I thought I'd put on Do Not Disturb Me.
I'm gonna actually turn down my gain here while you're talking.
Okay. And I've just been streaming on Twitch Mondays.
Let's see if
and
that's
Fridays.
any better for people. Mondays and Fridays.
Yep.
Hey, at least you have a set schedule, though. Does that sound better to everybody?
I mean, I try to have a set schedule. It's just that when you do the kind of work that I do, I do computer work, and it can get really exhausting. And
Yeah, no, I understand.
No. So I do support for. Sorry, I'm trying to get these to go away.
Oh, it's okay. No worries.
Going up.
I'm always trying to get my work to go away. I haven't yet been successful.
I've been doing computers for 24 years, so yeah. So You get burned out.
I mean, I use a computer, but I would never say I'm in computers.
Yeah, no, I build computers and stuff like that. I started that's a different story. So when you get burned out on something, you find another venture, and the other venture was Lego. So
I
everyone
see.
says
So you got in. You got into
I got
have
back
something different going on.
into Lego because I got my first Lego set in '94,
Okay.
and from '94 to 2005, right before college, Lego all the time Lego. And then from 2005 to 2013 was my Dark Ages, and that's when some really cool stuff came out.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting is I had the same Dark Age.
Really?
Ah,
Yeah, 13 through like 16 would have
Okay.
been my Dark Age. It um I think it's that adulting phase because I think we're similar in age. There was that shift of, oh well, I have a whole bunch of adult responsibility that I have to do, and I'm moving a bunch, and life isn't fully together where I can be like, oh, I'm gonna splurge on Lego.
Oh,
Um,
exactly. Yes.
yeah.
Well, so how it actually was for me was that, do you remember when Lego Digital Designer came out in 2007?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we were at a LAN party. For those
Oh, those are
yeah,
so
a
much
LAN
fun.
party. Yes, we were playing Far Cry, the original Far Cry, and our friend
Becca's like,
Adam.
what are we talking about here?
I'm
Um,
like,
so
I'm
so
just
a LAN party, Becca, is people bring their computers over to someone else's house, typically, and they all hook up to Ethernet cables.
yep.
Tech at the time.
To a
oh,
Switch.
now I get why it's
Yep.
called that. Okay.
Yeah. So now people don't have to deal with that anymore. Now they can just Steam, Epic. Just
Yeah,
get on
yeah.
there, sign on. That's it. No, back in the day,
It's so
you couldn't do
nice.
that. Oh, LAN parties. I
Oh,
definitely
but it was so
show my
good.
age.
We'd all get drunk or something like
Yeah.
that, and yeah, it was wild.
Exactly.
Okay, so
So
we had those parties just without the computers and just the alcohol. So
Well, we're nerdy boys, so you know.
so basically at this LAN party, my friend goes, "Oh, I downloaded this Lego game, but it won't let me do what I want. I just wanted to build stuff with it." Well, I didn't realize that it was my first foray back into Lego. So I spent. So it was around the same time that Minecraft came out. Everyone was all obsessed with Minecraft. So I was just all about LDD. And then I got so wrapped up into it that it was just so hard for me to it's one thing to make stuff digitally, it's another thing to actually have that tangible feeling when you're actually
Absolutely.
doing something. So, I think I sold a computer or something. This was like in 2013, and got like $120. And what did I do? I went to Toys R Us and bought like 6 Lego sets.
Good old Toys R Us.
Yeah, they don't
Amazing.
exist anymore. But
Nope.
I
yeah,
know it's so sad.
I'm actually okay with it because they would jack up their
Well, they
prices.
Oh,
do
they
in
would.
Canada. They still exist in Canada. It's so
Yeah, I heard.
annoying.
Yep.
I know. I was devastated when they closed.
I mean, I got some really, really great deals. I'll say that. But that was my first foray back into Lego, and then after that, I just, as I said, I went off the deep end with no life preserver.
You were just like, oh,
Nice.
where is the bottom?
Oh, the bottom is when the wife says, "That's enough, Chad. That's enough." That's the bottom.
Oh dear.
See, I'm of the lucky person, I guess, award of I don't have anybody telling me no. Like there is
Yeah.
no button.
Mhm.
You know, as long as like I'm not diving into like my partner savings account to buy Lego, there's no questions asked about,
Yes.
oh, where does the Lego come from? It just keeps coming, and I'm just like, I don't buy anything else.
Yeah.
You know,
Just the
as
Lego.
long as my bills and my pets are taken care of, you know.
Yeah.
It's
That's definitely how it is. Exactly.
yeah.
And then with that, I then joined Mishlug because I'm in Michigan, and
Yeah, yeah.
it is actually the biggest Lego booth I'm aware of. And we do like 20, 25 shows a year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I really, really would love if my local lug would do more
Exactly. Same here.
shows. It's the hardest thing to get across to people is we're a large lug. Tech Slug is huge.
Mhm.
They have three different branches. So
Okay.
they've got Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, and it's three separate lugs within the same lug. So Tech Slug is run by like your CEO dude,
Mhm.
and then you've got vice president at each of the different cities. So Dallas has a guy that runs the Dallas Slug. Houston has a Houston guy, and San Antonio has a different guy. And they all run the three lugs, and then the CEO basically is in charge of just the budget. So
Okay.
we actually have a budget every year. So when we do, like, for example, lug bulk, when that
Exactly.
happens,
Exactly.
um, you don't pay out of pocket until after it gets delivered.
Oh,
So
really?
they pull out of the funds for lug bulk. They pay for it, and then the money that we pay back goes right back into that account for next year.
Okay. Yeah. For us, it's basically in February you have your orders, and then what was it, 2 months, like a month ago, then you actually pay for the invoice, and
Yeah, yeah.
then I think in a month or two, and we haven't heard anything about it yet. That's when we should actually get the
Okay.
Lego, and then
Yeah.
another month or so later, everyone's gonna be sorting it because these are
Yeah.
big boxes.
Oh yeah. So we don't even I probably won't even see ours until when was it last year? I don't think it was until like end of August or September.
That's about when we get ours too. Yeah.
Okay, so it's around the same time then,
Yep.
yeah. And then we do a big sorting party as well, and just
Exactly.
yeah.
No, we didn't do that last year. Last year they actually did. Okay, you guys take this box. You guys take this box. You guys take this box.
Okay.
Let's all meet at this person's house a month later with everything sorted, and that's
All
it.
right. Well, that's a way to do it. I think the reason that they do it all in one big like wave, so I think last year it took, I want to say, like 18 hours with 15 people
Mhm.
sorting to get through everything. It's a lot of parts.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Lot of
Have
parts.
you ever
And
counted them?
oh no, yeah, oh yeah. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this again.
Yeah, yeah. We did it once, and the wife's like, "No, this is just too hard," because
Too hard to do.
it's like, "Oh yeah, it's okay once you get to like the first 100. Okay, so there's this much, and then it's like, oh, they want 5,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
Well,
but
I
Now
like
do you
that's
sorting,
it.
but that sounds a bit intense.
Oh yeah.
now do you take part in lug bulk every year? I'm assuming with your builds that you take advantage of that.
I do, yes. Usually, I'm always one who's trying to figure out what kind of build I want to use for my city. Because I actually
Yeah.
do have a city, a normal looking city. And this year, the wife was wanting to try something. So I'm using my stuff, most of my stuff, for her build.
Oh, that's very
Yeah,
nice of
yeah,
you.
exactly. So I got some of my stuff that
Happy
I really
wife,
like.
happy life kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay,
She's not into Lego at all, but she just likes certain sets.
okay.
But most of the stuff when it comes to my builds are mainly from like bulk, not lug bulk, but
Yeah.
our ambassador. I guess you would say he's the ambassador. He gets all of these halls, and every meeting we would then go and sort like kids at a candy store. That's how we sort.
That's so
But
cool.
it's a whole bunch of 30, 40-year-old men
Whatever.
rifling through stuff. But
Yeah.
yes, it's definitely
what goodies did we find in the candy jar kind of deal, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, there is. I mean, I'm always after plates,
Yeah.
such as like at least 4x4 plates. That helps with everything I need to. But in the end, it's just mainly about. Well, yeah.
You know.
I got a. Let's just say this. I had an 18-gallon tote sitting outside that's been baking in the sun for the past week because it has that like mildewy smell. I got it for my
Okay.
friend
Yeah.
for $20,
Okay.
and it had like 50 minifigures in it, and three
Whew.
of them are worth like $80 a piece
Okay. So why is it in the sun?
to make the smell go away.
Oh, okay. It's in water then,
No,
or
no,
no?
no,
Okay.
those are stickers, and I don't want to lose those stickers.
Ah, I
There's actually
gotcha.
part
Gotcha.
of 2015 Millennium Falcon in there. So I'm like, okay.
That's pretty good.
But when it
So
comes
so
to that,
oh no, go ahead.
no, that's okay.
So you said you have a normal city.
Yes,
Now what we saw at Brick World
was not normal.
is out of this world alien non-normal builds, which by the way guys, they're fantastic. These creations that Squidos does is, like I said, it's out of this world amazing. Check them out over on Instagram, right? Your Instagram is up there.
Do you want me to link it?
Yeah, you can link that for sure. Pop that into chat and they can have that link.
You know it's sad when you forget your own handle, right?
It's okay. I get it. I get it. Mine has changed a couple times and I confused myself many times.
Well, people ask
But
where the name even came from, and I was like, well, back in high school, it was actually my friend was called one thing, and I was called this, but I spelled it with an I instead of a one.
okay,
And I linked it in the chat, and it's just been
fantastic.
like
It
that
went
ever
through.
since.
There it goes. It should now pop up right at the bottom of that page. I'll leave
Nice.
it there for a few minutes so that people can see that.
Okay.
I love. Oh, it goes away itself. Very cool. I didn't know that feature. I'm learning new things as we're going. No, I love how
Learning on the
nicknames
job.
stick like that. That's how I got the Puck nickname. Was
Which you
I
definitely had to describe to me because I did not know anything about the
yeah.
word derived from.
Midsummer's Night Dream and with Shakespeare. The fairy, the mischievous Puck that is in the show. I am a very mischievous person.
Okay.
I like to wiggle my way into things and out of things.
Very sly.
I am very sly, yes, and I'm okay to admit it. Like
Yeah.
I have no problem admitting that I am a little sly to get what I want to do and to do what I want. It's just that's how it works. It's my dad says it's very good for business.
Well, depends on what kind of business too.
True. That's true. So your builds, do you get these things from your imagination strictly? Do you take from any sources of, like, in reality? What sparks your ideas to create some of these things?
Well, let me think. Do we have enough time?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
we're-
we have
the-
we have as long as you need.
yeah. So normally for people that don't know, our podcasts typically go anywhere from 45 minutes up to 90 minutes, sometimes longer depending on the conversation. We
Okay.
just kind of go and wherever it stops is where it stops, kind of deal.
Okay. So I guess first, all right. So trying to think where could I start at when it comes to, because it's not with just one build. I'm sorry. Certain builds can spark other builds because I go, okay, if I build this, I got to build that. So when it comes to like the mobile city, a lot of people just stare at it and just like, how is it even held together? Just stare and just stare and stare. So I always tell people that the idea was the fact that I love Mad Max movies. I
They
just
are
love that.
amazing movies.
And then with not the original Death Race 2000, but the one with Jason Statham in it. I just love
Okay.
that whole concept. I was like, okay, well, let's make some apocalyptic vehicles. So I actually did it years ago. And then I go, well, you know what? I feel that the apocalyptic vehicle niche is very overplayed.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone can do it. Because I get people saying, oh, you should make an Interceptor for Mad Max. I'm going, why? Other people did it. I want to make my own idea. So I go through different iterations of vehicles. And then I go, okay, what if they're not vehicles, but they're vessels that actually emulate a vehicle, but they're really just scraps held together. So I go, okay, so I have a concept now. Good. Will they stay or will they survive the trip? Well, let's find out. No, they don't.
I saw some disaster pictures, by the way, folks.
Yes.
There were some
Well,
disaster
that's one of
photos.
those. Oh, I'll definitely get into
Fatalities.
that one. Oh, it was bad. But I've learned,
Fatality.
yes,
Yes.
I've learned over the years, to make it modular, but also make it so it can still look decrepit. A little bit of structural integrity that would then allow everything to work properly, but still cohesive in a way that it definitely looks very dissonant. So, like the Mobile City, I was told when that originated. That actually was a trailer. All right. Rick Van
Hydration's
Bach-
important.
Yes. That one started as a trailer. I actually had initially what it was is I saw Mortal Engines. I fell in love with that movie.
Oh, that's
Well,
that
okay, not
movie's
the
great.
movie, the vehicles and everything. I was like, that's a cool idea. You know what? I'm gonna make one. So I did. In 2019, I actually made one. And then that now is the destroyed one that is in the scene. But then I go, okay, well, what are they going to be attacking? Because I'm fortifying all these vehicles for something. Who's it going to be their enemy? Well, at first I was like, okay, well, what if you just had the same things just going against each other? No, that then seems too convoluted, and it's just not going to work properly. So I actually was messing around in studio. I'll be honest. I mean, studio is great and also painful because
Yes.
how much is it going to cost to build this? Oh.
You're
All right, let's see if I can.
like very expensive.
Yes.
That's
so
the
some
trouble,
of the
isn't
parts
it?
are in my builds
Yeah,
are
because I
expensive.
mean, instead of just working with what you've got in front of you,
Yes.
you've got access to everything. So
Unfortunately, yes.
then you're going to be like, oh, you know what I could use for that? It would be great if I used one of those. You don't have one of those, and then you use 10 of those. You've got to order 10 of those, and then that leads you onto something else. And
Oh, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So essentially, how it all started was, the appendage, the little claw-looking thing.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I want to see what this looks like half one. So I made half of the thing. So I took the modified plate that has the 8 webs on it. I guess you would call it
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, okay, let's make a star. Okay, that's cool. So it's like this. Well, And then, what if I double it? Okay, that's cool.
Oh boy.
What if I triple it? Okay. What if I move this around and this around? Okay. What if I add these parts in this orientation? Oh. What if I mirror it? So I have 2 things like this now. Okay.
You're like good.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Now let's try to build it in real life. Building in, as they say, meat space, one of my friends says, and then building in digital. What doesn't exist in digital reality? Gravity. Physics.
Yeah.
So it has gotten better though. The physics has gotten better with the most recent updates.
Oh, I haven't dealt with Studio since last year. So
Yeah, no, they've updated it to where it actually will show, like, so you had your collisions before, right,
Mhm.
where things don't work. Well, now you can actually, I don't remember how Zur was showing me, where there's a button you can click now that will show, like, oh well, yes, there's a collision, but also now if your roof is not supported in a certain way, and it will
Oh.
collapse
Oh, okay.
in reality, it will collapse on, like, in studio, it will show, like, oh, this part of your build is just gonna go bleh. Yeah.
That probably
Is that
was
the
there.
technical term?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my technical term. It just goes bleh.
Please tell me that that's what it actually does. Like, please tell me it's what it does on the your build will go. What?
We'll go,
Lego, if it doesn't do that, that this needs adding right now.
So yes, I basically was like, all right, well, who's I gonna fight? They're gonna fight whatever this thing is. It's gonna they're gonna be fighting the alien fortress. And then after that, I saw we was over at the Lego store and they had spiders on the pick and brick wall going.
oh
God.
no. Let me guess. You got one full big Pab cup, just, or box, or whichever it was at the time,
It was the cups. Boxes weren't even a
just
thing
full
yet.
of spiders, I imagine.
Yep, and then I bought over the course of a year 200 more. 200 more spiders. Because like there's not enough spiders in the layout. And I was
No,
like, okay, perfect.
more spiders are good. Have
Oh,
you've
exactly.
seen the glow in the dark ones, right?
Yeah. I have
Oh yeah.
2.
Oh, they're
When
so
you say
nice.
two,
They're
do you
so
mean
nice.
2 boxes,
No,
200?
I only singular I only have 1, 2. That's it.
They're not easy to come by.
No, they're not.
I was just lucky that I found one in a bulk buy. I was like, oh, this is nice. You're going in the Sanderson sisters' house. So
Yeah,
it's
that
now in
works.
Oh,
the
nice.
Sanderson sisters' house.
Nice. Now, on a different aspect, I go, okay, well, people for some, I don't know how people are coming up with this idea or this concept, but they look at my builds, the apocalyptic stuff, and go, that's steampunk. That almost reminds me of steampunk. I'm going, where? I don't see steampunk at all. So,
His brain's like, no.
yeah, I'm like,
Like, no.
no, that doesn't make sense. So then I go, okay, well, let's. So I initially started with my walker, my steampunk area. I started with walkers, and then I was like, okay, well, I made the walker, and everyone thinks it's something from Wild Wild West because it's a spider. Wild Wild West. No, it's not. So after that,
I
I'm like,
have to say, as many people that don't like that movie, I love that movie
no, I'm
for
not hating on the
so
movie.
many.
I'm
Oh
not
no, I
hating.
know. A lot of people do, though. A lot of people do. I was just saying, for anybody that hates on that movie, I'm just like, but it's so good. It's
It is good.
ridiculously good.
Yes, it
It
was
it,
good.
it fits in that category. It's ridiculous but good.
Yes, exactly.
So bad that it's good.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
thank you. There you go. There you go. It is. It is
Yeah.
so bad that it's good.
I mean,
Exactly.
I'm a lover of really super cheesy disaster movies. You know those ones where, you know, the budget is so low it's laughable. I mean,
So like
they're just
Sharknado,
brilliant. They're so awful that I just
Wild
love
Wild
them.
West, Scotty.
Yeah.
Um, so then I made my airship, and everyone just
Which is
loves the airship.
beautiful. It
I
is a
actually,
beautiful ship.
I actually got a compliment. Okay, I guess this is the highest compliment I've ever received for that ship. We were in Indiana, 4 hour drive from here. That's in March, and the only way to get there is by invite. So I was invited yet again, and this lady was going around going, she's looking at the ship and going, "Where'd you buy that at?" And I almost did the, ma'am, I built that. I mean, I almost did that, but I was working on putting my tower together. And she
You were
goes,
distracted a little bit.
yeah. And she goes, wait, you built that? That's why I can't find it in the store. No, ma'am, it doesn't exist. And then she yells at her daughter or someone and goes, see, he built it. That's why I can't find it for you to buy.
Now
Okay.
I have to question on that. Have you ever had someone offer to pay you for things that
Yes.
you've built?
Yes. So, 2 years ago, we're at Indy, and the swarm node's not spinning yet. It's just there. It's not as elegant. And,
The one that I thought looked like the Borg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh yes, I love that. If everyone, I mean, I'm still. Everyone asks, "What is your favorite build?" I always point to that. This one person said, "How much would you sell this to me for?" And I go, I actually felt insulted because it's just, I never thought I'd have someone ask me how much my as they say, art is worth. Because
it's art. It's art.
not
Yeah.
Your, as much as I hate to say it, your perfect symmetrical buildings. It's organic.
Yeah, it was very organic.
And I told him $1,000. All right. And then he goes and tells the wife, and his wife is very apprehensive about it. And I mean, obviously, I didn't sell it. I just felt very
See, I would have been like, deal, like,
no,
sure, I can build another one.
No, I mean, I could, but it's just like, I feel that these creations, I can't put a price on.
That's understandable. That's understandable,
Because
though.
I feel that they are an appendage of me.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We were talking to someone at Brickworld, and if I had the money, I would have been like, here's 15 grand. I'll take it home.
For what? What was it?
I'll put it in the house. So the big mech dude, the big city mech. I had asked him. I was like, how much would you sell this for if someone were to come in?
City.
Yeah, he said it would be, he would sell it for 15 grand if someone came up and handed him a check for 15 grand. He'd be like, sold. I'll even deliver it.
What was he, like 19 years old too?
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
20,
And he tallied it. He said he kept all the records of how much it costs, and he knew how much everything was.
See, he's responsible. I'm not that.
I'm not. I'm not either. I'm not either. I keep a tally of when I'm buying like sets. I'll tally it because I'm doing that for live stream, and it's for tax purposes.
Oh, yeah, trust me.
But when I'm doing stuff that I'm building that is for shows and things that are out of my brain, I don't pay attention to how much it's costing. It just goes.
Yep, and that's how this hobby has consumed me. When I say consumed me, and I had started out with a 8x4 table, and now I have the basement, 3/4 of the basement.
Yeah. Are you now taking over the full basement?
She won't let me.
Oh, okay.
Like,
see.
She's there's a line.
Yeah. See, my partners, we're currently in the process of looking at homes to move.
Okay.
And the stipulations for that are, okay, we need Puck to have a bigger room, either a basement or a separate like mother-in-law suite house. He needs to or barn air conditioned barn.
Oh, of course.
And he needs to go out, get out of the main house because this is going crazy. He can have the whole space to himself. Just go away.
Wow. You know what is it? I want to stay in there. As long
in
as
the
it's
Lego room?
Yeah. Oh, but no, Lego room with the dogs. That's a really tough decision.
I'm sure my doggo will still be where the Lego is. He seems to enjoy wherever I'm at the most.
But I think that's really interesting, Squidos, what you said about, like, there's just, I don't know if it's all your builds or whether there's particular builds that you really, to me, it sounds like you really like emotionally connect to those, to those builds, because they're like you said, they're a creation, they're a part of you, they're, that's come out of your mind, and your time and your energy and everything has gone into them, and that's really nice to hear that you have that emotional connection with your mocks.
Exactly. I mean, so basically, I coined the term mock misery.
Okay.
So that is where I want to build something, have no idea if I have the parts, and the misery comes from, well, I know where those parts are. They're on that build. It was set, and then sometimes it was sacrificed for the greater good because I was like, I know where all the parts are. So essentially, what happens is I'll buy a kit, and sometimes it survives if it's not within my grasp, or
Yeah.
sometimes if I really like it, I'll just leave it there and move on to something else that I could steal parts from.
Do you find
Yeah.
yourself buying sets for particular pieces?
I'm
You're
so
like,
bad at
did.
that too.
you know,
No,
I've got to
not
have this
pieces.
piece.
Minifigs, yes.
Oh, I was just about to say, Puck's all for the minifigs.
Hi.
Honestly, he
I
gets the set. He goes into the box. I'm sorry, I'm shaming him right now. He does this. I see him do it. He gets the bags out.
I do it
He
all the
takes
time.
He opens the bags. He gets the minifigs out, and then he puts the bags away again. He's like, I've got to get to those minifigures. They never last.
Nope.
They always come
Nope.
out first.
No, I kind of did that, and then I go, well, oh, sorry.
I've still not built. So she sent me this really cute little penguin slushy van thing. I haven't built it yet, right?
Yeah.
It exists somewhere in here. It's still in a box somewhere. But I stole the cute little penguin fig out of the box.
It's fine because I
I
bought
was like,
it for
yay,
you,
penguin!
specifically knowing that you would love that and that you would open it, and then maybe 3 or 4 years later, the build may or may not get done.
Oh, it'll end up in the city eventually.
I mean, basically, that's how it was for me. And then I'll go, okay, well, you know what? People have backlogs. I go, I'm not going to have a backlog. I'm just going to part everything out, throw it into my collection, and then 85% of the time, it's going to go in the collection. Or, you know what? I actually didn't want to build this. I think the last builds I did was the yellow semi truck.
Okay, very nice. Yeah,
I enjoyed that, and then that as much because sometimes when you're building, you feel like a child again.
Yes,
and that very rarely ever happens when I'm building. The last time that happened was when they first introduced the mechs, not the crappy ones now, but the older ones. That
okay,
have
the
actual, the Miles
nice
Morales
joints
mech.
in them.
Yes,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Joints.
Yeah.
I felt like a child. I was like, obviously, this doesn't exist back in the 90s, but that idea that it actually was able to feel like a kid again, great. And then I felt the same when I was putting that semi truck together too. As much as
so when you feel that energy, yeah.
And then
I
the AMG set too.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I feel that way. So I bought the recent wave of the Jungle City sets.
I heard you talking about that.
And it was mainly for parts and pieces, but I was like, okay, this is actually, some of these things are good. So I built a couple of vehicles, built the plane. The plane's really cute. I think I actually have it.
Did you get the Johnny Thunder one with the red panda?
Oh yeah. So here's like the plane.
Okay.
We got it. So it stayed built. So that means I liked it.
Yeah.
If I didn't like it, it goes into the bulk bin and I sort it later. I've got a bulk bin just sitting like right next to me that I dump the pieces into when I'm just like, I don't need this. This is just, you're gonna be used for something else.
Yes.
Here's the cute little red panda. I need more of these guys. Like,
I know,
a lot
me.
more.
I showed the wife that because she loves red pandas, but
so you need like a whole horde of them, right?
But you know how I am. I have very twisted, demented ideas because of my nightmare realm.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take something that's very lovable and turn it almost. I mean, not almost. I want to set out to make it so it's all to the point where, wow,
They're evil.
What the hell is wrong with this person?
Oh,
Essentially, yeah. When they were, I heard someone, maybe it was a kid or something, I don't remember what, but they were staring at that. And I remember them going, "What the hell's wrong with this person?"
nothing. They're just a little demented. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the Nightmare Realm.
But I'm very much like you in the terms of pieces, parts, minifigures, animals.
Yeah.
So at Brickworld Chicago, I had bought one of those Rock Raider monster dudes, right?
Yep.
I had been, wanting one because I knew I could order a bunch of them off Bricklink, but I had kind of wanted to see it in person before I bought one.
Yes.
Ideas went poof.
Yep.
And then I saw the jungle sets and they went poof.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, let's mix this with this and we'll come up with something. And so I'm playing around with an idea for next year to bring something different than just my modulars that I want to bring, have something a little bit different. And I was like, ooh, what if we did like a Rock Raiders jungle mashup kind of thingy and run with it. So I get it completely how you'll see a minifig or an animal and be like, oh,
yeah,
I need.
The one that is coming up that I know is going to be probably not worthwhile. I mean, I'm sorry, not worthwhile. Expensive is that Dark Millennium Falcon.
Oh,
that whole concept is so cool. Never thought of it.
I am so hyped. That is a I will go wait in line at Lego. Yeah. It's like a day one. I'm just like, I need a Darth Jar Jar. Like, yeah. Because the craziness that I can do with a Darth Jar Jar and the idea behind it is wild, but also just the unique factor.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I wasn't even into Star Wars either until Mandalorian came out.
Okay.
And then that just wrote me in, and then I told the wife, you know what? After we watched all those, we didn't really follow the other shows after that. Well, I tried some, but we went back and watched the movies, and it's like, this makes sense
now.
he's like mind expanded, exploding
yes.
goodness.
Exactly.
I am in that fandom where I'm Star Trek and Star Wars, so I'm here and here.
Me too.
And it's so much fun to be in that middle. That's what I love about Becca. Is she's like in that same zone. And I've recently gotten Prof Wumbus into Star Trek, so he's doing a full watch through of everything. But he also loves Star Wars. And we were talking about how the Dark Falcon just grows with so many memes that people have been talking about for years that that's what they're betting on, is that people just want it because, oh, we have been putting this joke out there for like the last decade. What can we do with that? So Darth Jar Jar has been talked about for probably about 20 years now. I'd say.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, since the second movie came out and Jar Jar is like, we want to give supreme powers to the Chancellor. Everybody was like, oh well, Jar Jar is a Sith Lord in disguise somewhere in that realm of things, and it now with this mix around thing is like, well, we can just pretend it's not a mix around with Darth Jar Jar and be like, oh well, now it's a canon thing. He is a Sith Lord in retrospect, and he's just hiding in the shadows, pretending to be stupid. Which
think Lego is banking off of the fact of that, and that's why that's so much money.
Yes. I think they're banking on the fact that people love Darth Jar Jar secretly.
Yeah.
And I think that this set, and I'm counting on this as well. So I normally don't buy doubles of sets. I normally don't.
Yeah.
I will buy 2 of these and put one away because I have a feeling that
you don't, but you have done on many.
I have on the occasion. But this would be one. This would be one that I have a feeling that it will go from that like $150 range to $500, $600, $700 in the future,
Yeah.
because it's such a unique
Once it's
idea and a
retired.
commodity when it retires. And I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
let's see where this goes. No harm, no foul. If it doesn't,
Yes.
and if it doesn't, then I open it up and take out the extra figs, and I have more of those easily.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't think that you will wait that long. I think the figs will all come out straight away, and you'll be like, "This is the one that's staying perfect. This is the one that's going to go into the build."
So with if I buy a second set, the figs will stay in the set.
Makes
Um,
sense.
I'll just order another batch of them off of Bricklink if I want to have my duplicates.
Yeah.
That's an easier way of doing that. You know, but I think it's fantastic to see people like you, Squidos. You really do inspire people. I saw so many people looking at your builds. I think the creativity and I would say the darkness comes through. And you see Lego and you see all these bright and happy and just, oh, we're happy go lucky world.
Yes.
You're showing a darker side of it, which is amazing, by the way, because people need to know that there is darkness to a light. You have both sides of a coin. And I think a lot of people, and I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but does the darkness that you have in your builds kind of help you through like things that are going through your life, and you're pulling out your I would even say like a negative energy, but it's positive, if that makes sense. So let's say
you could say that.
let's say you're stressed and you're like, okay, we're gonna go build Lego and take all this stress out of my body, and it's gonna show in my build, but it's gonna be really cool.
I mean, I try for that. I think so. Getting a bit personal now.
That's
think
okay.
a lot of it emanates from the fact that my dad was always working.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was younger that he would be there. He'd help me build and stuff like with connects and stuff like that. And I think that I'm trying to uh word. I'm trying to not promote
He's thinking of the word. It's okay.
I know. I
Take your
seriously
time.
can't- yeah.
Take your time.
Trying to not instill.
Emulate.
No. I'm trying to show what I can do.
Okay, that works.
But
There you
I'm
go.
not getting the gratification that I am good.
Okay.
And that's how come, as much I hate to say it, I enjoy spamming the hell out of every website I can with my builds.
Oh,
I feel that I may be overstepping, or I may be like, okay, so say for instance, like right now I'm working on Core and I'm revamping it yet again.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
It's a beautiful city, by the way.
It's almost, it's like 80% done of just the tower.
Okay.
And then I was working on the other thing. I'll probably be doing that after this. And I don't get the response, I guess, that I want. So I just try to show, this is all the stuff I can do. What do you think of it? And sometimes people are like, I mean, I get the response I want, but I don't get the recognition that I want.
Okay.
But not from the people, it's from myself. And then someone actually posted on Reddit saying, you should be proud of this. Are you proud of this? And I go, I probably will never be proud of my stuff. It's just how my mindset is. I'm always trying to.
I think that's one of the hard points for artists is being proud of ourselves. I not only do Lego, but I do a lot of photography. And as you were saying earlier, the extension of ourselves is our art, be it Lego, photography, painting, whatever you're into. I would definitely say that for me, it's the Lego and the the camera is an extension of my body.
Mhm.
But I'm never satisfied with any of my
Are
photography.
you proud of what you're doing?
I am. I'm
Why
proud
did you
of.
lie to yourself to say that?
Yes. Yes. That is a. I do that to boost my ego a
Morale.
little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because it is a struggle every day when I go out and take photos. I have recently gotten back into Polaroid camera
Okay.
photography because it's
Okay.
a different kind of medium. It's something different than
Yeah.
what everybody is doing.
Yes.
And I've gone down a deep dark rabbit hole with it. It's okay. I'll
Did you have a
survive.
Lego set?
So I have not because it doesn't function. It is not a functional camera.
That's
So
good. I mean, I'm
it,
saying
it
I'm not saying that's good. I'm glad that you realize that. Oh, I can spend $100 on this set, or I can buy an actual working camera.
there you go.
Just like
There
the
you go.
radio.
Yeah.
And
Or a
and
cat.
I have made that point to people. I have told people it's like as cool as the Polaroid is now. I like the little Polaroids that come with it, like the
Oh,
little.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll buy those off Bricklink. They're cool.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna buy the set. It's not functional. You can buy a legit Polaroid for the same price and have fun with a real Polaroid.
I kind of feel that. I'm sorry.
No, go
It's
ahead.
like, I kind of feel that was a huge flop that Lego did with that foos table.
Yes.
It was like what, $300,
Yeah.
and then you
Yes.
can go to Dick's and buy one for like $300.
$300. Yeah.
A real one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I always question. It's like, how do they determine if these sets are going to do well? Because like you said, oh yeah, I can go to Dick's Sporting Goods and buy a real one for $300. I'm not going to buy a Lego one.
Yeah.
It's just
Unless there's
it's
certain parts that are only
Right.
exclusive to that set, and then you go Bricklink going, oh, I can just build one of these myself. Okay.
yeah.
Does it have to have
It's
same
like
colors? But still.
it's like the radio.
Yeah.
The radio has that cool sound brick.
Yes.
I 100% would go on Bricklink and buy the little sound brick for it
Mhm.
and be like, "Oh, well, this is cool. I get a cool sound brick for the radio." What would be nice, I think, is if parts like that, like the sound bricks, would have like a micro USB thing
Well,
in it.
AliExpress
and you can-
probably has something like that already.
Oh, I'm sure.
Probably.
And you can upload your own sounds and things like
Yeah,
that. That would be fantastic. But yeah, no, the things like that I never look twice at. I'm like, cool, people will like this, I guess. People will build this, but I've got money to spend on other things that I can build and enjoy, and not spend the $150 on.
Yeah. You could buy a bulk Lego set, or bulk
Yeah.
lot.
Oh yeah, you can buy like 50 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I look at it. It's like if something really speaks to me, I'll buy it. I mean,
Now that's a question I have for you is how do you go about your bulk buys when you buy your bulk? Do you have different ways that you do it? Are you using Marketplace? Do you do Goodwill?
Well, so back in the day when I first dove head first and told the wife, "Hey, we're gonna go 45 minutes away. This is on Craigslist, by the way. We're gonna drive 45 minutes away and buy this." This kid was getting rid of all of his Lego sets, so this was like 2013.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff was, I wouldn't say retired, it's a couple years old, but it had the Toys R Us semi truck in it. The original one.
Yeah.
Or I think there only is one. And she was like, "How much did you just spend?" $250. How much? Really? Oh, evidently they're saying that I have distant sounding.
You have distant sounding?
It says,
You sound
Squid's
good
audio
to me.
is very low and distant sounding. I'll post it to it. Actually, can you give me a second? I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah,
Look it up.
absolutely.
I'm gonna
we're gonna
pause.
we're gonna take a little pause here, guys. Squiddos will be right back. And we'll sort things out. I think he's doing some audio stuff. I see Miss Prophet DNA in here. Bricklets, Mr. Haral, hello.
But I think
All right, I
that's
have to
a
turn the
very good
sound
point.
up so loud the whole street hears Puck. Oh my goodness, my gain is way low though. I have not changed anything.
I think that's probably because they're saying obviously that Squiddos is quiet, so obviously they're turning it right up to hear him.
Yeah.
But then that makes you loud.
Scotty says his sound is good. I know everyone else's
But,
sound is good, just Squiddos is low. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have that all sorted out, guys. We're still learning our live streaming thing. Normally I just edit it later in post, but this will
which you probably still will.
this
but
will
that doesn't
do. Yeah,
solve it
I'll have to
him.
edit the audio file when I post to Spotify. I'll have that magic it's an AI program that I've started to use that you stick it through and it levels everything. It is so fantastic. Takes so
Lovely.
much time.
Takes the work
It
out
gives
of
it
editing.
takes so much work away from me. And then I just have to go through and catch little tidbit kind of stuff. It's just
what you were saying about being proud of yourself. I noticed when you said it that you kind of had to pause and then almost force yourself to say it, and I just really felt that because I don't know about you, but it feels uncomfortable to say that sort of thing, and it takes work to be able to even say those words out loud. And then I think it's like stages. It's still for me, I can say to myself, oh yeah, I guess I'm proud of myself for doing that, but it still feels really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It's a work in progress, and I think everybody knows what you mean when you say that.
Yeah, I feel that, especially for artists, and I've talked to a lot of artists about how they feel about their selves. Welcome back. I just feel that as an artist, my work's never done. My work is never done being worked on.
Yes.
Do you guys is his audio levels better now? Do we sound better?
To the mic again. Get close as possible.
Yeah, that seems to be
this far from the mic. Wait, this far from the mic.
I
don't know where my fingers are. There we go. I'm like that far from the mic now. Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying, Squiddos, that when Puck said, "Oh," you asked him if he was proud of himself, and you kind of felt that kind of pause.
Yes.
And then he said it, and you just from personal experience, I'm not very good at saying those things about myself, but I do.
They said, yeah, closer is better. Closer is better.
Okay.
I try through growth to and trying to improve saying those things so I can say them now, but they still feel really uncomfortable. I was just saying that, and I found that interesting when you were saying about how essentially I got the feeling from when you were talking about how essentially like you're your own worst critic.
Oh yeah.
That you're the harshest sort of person on judging your builds, and saying that you're always looking for feedback, and because you feel like you need that, but it's not you need it from others, you need it for yourself.
Correct. Yes.
Because you want to feel that from yourself, and I just thought that was really interesting.
Yes.
But I totally understand. Because I think that's why I haven't really allowed myself to creativity. I haven't really had the opportunity yet. Hopefully in the future I will. But yeah, I think, you know, from other art forms outside of Lego, I haven't really allowed myself to explore because I feel sort of, if it's not perfect, you know, first time it's not perfect, then I'm not going to do it because I know that I'll be harsh on myself.
Yes,
but yeah, I think that's what I've learned from, you know, meeting people like you, seeing your build, your creativity, and how different everything is from everybody is different. And that sort of inspires me to think, well, it doesn't have to be the same as everyone else. It's because it's coming from me. So and I love that. I love that about your city and your builds, and how creatively different they are. And you know, that's something that I would like to say. You know, I think you should be proud of putting your things out there, because when you have that voice in the back of your mind, and when you are, like I said, your own worst like critic, it's scary putting yourself out there.
Definitely.
You know, sometimes that's hard. So you know, I think that's great that you guys, you know, still do that, and do put yourself out there, despite, you know, that little voice in the back of my mind maybe telling you that, oh, it's not good enough, or you know, whatever it is that your hang up is about a particular build. So you know, I would like to be, I'm proud of you guys for doing that.
Well, thank you.
I think that even today, we were talking about this yesterday too. Every time I hit the live button, I have that, oh, what am I going to mess up today live in front of people? What am I going to do wrong? What's going to happen? And I think that it really does take just you hitting a live button, or you hitting a post on Instagram, or whatever you're doing. Just keep going with it. Is how I feel towards everything. Now, I had posted a question to Squidus earlier, and I don't think we really touched on it. So you have a regular city as well.
Yes.
So do you mix your two together? Are they always separate from each other?
Well, right now the dumping ground.
Okay.
The regular city is a dumping ground. I could. I could post a photo if you want me to of what it looks.
Oh, absolutely, you can. You can post that into chat if you want. If it, or well, you did post your Instagram. Is it on Instagram?
I don't
picture. No, okay.
Trying to find it, but yeah. So I've always wanted to have a city. It was always cool.
Yeah.
So I was all right. I got all the modulars. So essentially, the wife got me into the modulars when the.
Oh, this is the wife's fault.
It's not her fault. She just thought it was really cool, and
yeah.
I got the Palace Cinema, and then I got the pet shop, and then after that, it's just been modulars. Even though if they look crappy or something, getting them. It's essentially January 1st, modular. We're going to Lego store. But last year, they released the museum before. So
I was so happy.
I actually modded that one too. I have photos of that somewhere.
Oh yeah. It needs so I've got it sitting on my kinda city table. It kinda, I quote, because it's a temporary situation for it. But it needs another floor. I still need it. I still need to add the other floor to it.
What do you think on those windows? Or the
they kind of suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they kind of suck. Yeah. No, I wasn't
things. Yeah.
I wasn't impressed. I was like,
one of the first things I remember you saying to me, those windows have got to go. Got to change those windows.
Yeah.
They're not
the windows, the interior is lacking.
What did you think of the hidden thing that you have to put in it for those people who don't know about the museum?
Oh, the donut? That one, or which hidden one?
The the dinosaur bones that set.
Oh, so 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 that whole front section with the tree and where the dinosaur bone is out at front, right? I didn't even put that in. Like I closed that gate.
Okay.
Like I just completely closed it and didn't do that whole section. I was like, nah. I was like, we're gonna make the gate go all the way through and have it look like this. The dinosaur exhibit I changed up. I was like, it's kind of cramped in there. I don't like how this looks. We're gonna move stuff around, take stuff out.
Exactly. Yes.
It was the space exhibit was lacking. I was like, okay, well, we're gonna change this whole space thing. We're gonna put there's a mini Galaxy Explorer where I don't know where it is right now. We'll worry about that later. The Galaxy Explorer, the one from it's that GWP that came out. It's like a mini version of it. I'm gonna have that kind of in there. Make that whole section space, and then on the next floor, we'll have a Johnny Thunder exhibit. And it will kind of emulate the bottom floor where the whole Johnny Thunder classic car will go in there. Some mummy stuff, some Johnny Thunder jungle stuff will go in that area. So have like a whole floor of just like Johnny Thunder desert, Johnny Thunder jungle, Johnny Thunder, Dino Island, that whole, or maybe Orient, and then mix the Dino Island with the stuff with the dinosaur. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry.
I quite like Johnny Thungle. I think you've made a new theme there.
Johnny Jungle.
Johnny Jungle.
That's
words are hard.
Yeah.
Words are hard sometimes.
Unfortunately, I don't have I have the photo, but it's not.
That's okay. You can send it over onto my Discord if you want, and people can look at it that way.
Okay.
The builds, I find if I look at it and I'm like nah, I almost automatically get into the mocking. So like the Boutique Hotel.
Exactly. I hated that color.
Of
flesh.
It wasn't the color for me.
You're talking about the melted down mini people
color. Yeah, the flesh tone.
Yep.
I didn't have a problem with the color. I had a problem with the size. For me, it wasn't big enough. So
and then that
I added two extra stories to it, with the big suite on top with like an overhang. I added a side building to it on a 16 by 32.
Okay.
And I'll send you a picture. And the art gallery in there, I actually gutted and put in a salon. So it's now a salon. Because like the wine bar coffee shop thing is at the bottom of the other build that I attached to the main build. Which houses an extra like apartment style suite, so it's got a bottom like living room and then the bedroom on top. And it was just I found that it was not great the way that it was. I was like, it's too small. It doesn't look like it belongs in a city, like a city hotel. It needs to be something like bigger and grander. So I played around with the design and had some fun with it. Now that happens.
I was gonna say, when it comes to build, just in general, are you one of those people who takes your time, or just want to get done as fast as possible so you can mod it?
It depends on the build. So some builds, I'll build on stream, and we'll build the whole thing the way that, well, I would say the whole thing. The majority of it as Lego designs.
Yes.
So I'm building Lions Night right now. There's a part in Lions Night where they have stairs going up to like a little lookout balcony, right?
Okay.
Well, the minifig couldn't walk on the stairs. Like it wasn't wide enough for the dude to fit. Okay. I was like, you can't walk this.
No.
So I doubled it. I expanded the stairs, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna double you. You need to be able to walk up. You can't you can't if the minifig can't fit, then I'm upset. And
Yeah.
and what's the point?
No one's going to touch it. I
Right.
understand the pain all too well.
Yes, exactly.
'Cause you
Um,
know it's
But
going to.
I'm a slow builder, as you know. You know, I like to take my time with the builds, you know, and I think it's to do with kind of just savoring it, because if I have been able to afford and have the privilege to buy a set, especially a bigger set, I struggle, because there's part of me that is so like excited and wanting to build it and then have it there and complete, but the other side of me really wants to enjoy it. And so I'm a relatively slow builder anyway. So I quite enjoy the sort of savoring, you know, putting it together and enjoying the build. But I know that can be frustrating for fast builders. But I'm definitely part of the hashtag slow builder gang.
I like to if it's a build that I've seen and I know that I'm going to mock later, I'll usually go a little bit quicker through it so that I can see what I want to change and what needs to be changed.
Yes.
But it may take me months to actually get around to modifying. So like the museum's still sitting there waiting for upgrades. And you know, when I get to it, I'll be like, oh, okay, we're gonna go through and finally add in that extra section to this.
Correct. Yes.
And a lot of times people will ask me, do I just go and order the parts from Bricklink for that section that I'm designing? Typically, no. Typically, I go and I buy a second set.
Cheating.
Now, the reason I do that is, you get a lot of extra parts.
Correct. Yes.
Because you're not going to use them all. But also, if I run into things like, oh well, I really needed these extra pieces that I didn't remember to order off of Bricklink, and I don't want to wait.
Correct.
I've got access to it. But then you run into things like, oh, okay, well, it's going to give me cool parts and some extra minifig stuff, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'll spend the extra money, just buy another one and call it a day kind of deal. So you know, that's kind of how I've gone about that. Now sometimes there are things where I'm like, okay, well, I can just order the couple pieces or the couple hundred pieces from Bricklink. It just varies.
I was gonna say, I felt that same way with the Avengers Tower. It took me like 7 hours to put that thing together, nonstop.
It's like
yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a couple times I messed up, or as they call it, flubbing. And
Did you get the sore fingers at the end?
Not really.
That's good. See, I work at a shop on the weekends, at a Lego shop, and big shout out to Crystal's Brick Shop. I have no feeling in my fingers anymore.
Okay.
I legit can't feel the pieces anymore. So when I'm building, it feels like like a keyboard almost, where it's just light feeling.
Okay.
Because of how many bricks I have separated and put together, the calluses on my tips of my fingers, I just can't feel it anymore.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know.
I just have little
talk about that.
sensitive hands, clearly, and I don't build enough. So
I know people fall into that issue, especially with Technic, though, because all those pins, all those parts. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shout out to all our lovely Technic lovers out there. You know the pain of the pins, especially when you have to remove them. That's the worst.
Yep,
that's the worst.
I hate Technic with a passion.
I love Technic.
I don't hate Technic.
First came out, I loved it.
So like, I love Technic for structural reasons, for things that I can do with it to build structures. Exactly. But for actually like building like a car out of Technic, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I dread this. If I make a mistake, it's gonna be bad.
See, I find Technic fascinating.
Oh yeah.
I think it's really clever. I really admire the different style of design and thought that has to go into to Technic.
Y'all are so
And
brave.
I am. One day I am going to get myself a proper Technic build, and I'm looking forward to just trying it because I feel like it's going to be a different experience. You know, I've built sets that have a really sort of Technic base. You know, like I don't know, like the Batmobile, the 1989. Was it 1989 Batmobile?
Yes.
Yeah, the 1989.
Yeah, that has a really strong Technic base. And to it, but I actually really enjoyed that. You know, so I'm looking forward to that one day. I'm gonna definitely enjoy.
I can
the
see
different
you loving that.
experience. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a different Lego experience, and you know, I love everything Lego, so I don't see why I wouldn't enjoy it.
I mean,
so
when it comes to Technic, because there's Technic now and the Technic from the 90s. That's the
Yes.
stuff that I loved because
Yes.
they didn't use lift arms and stuff like that. You actually had other means for creating shapes. Then,
Yeah.
you know, early 2000s, and they started using rounded pieces.
Yeah, because
It
they were
how it
just
was.
using
Yeah.
they were just using the Technic bricks at that point.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean,
Now, how much Technic do you use in your big builds? How much
Well-
Technic is in there?
so like the Mobile City, that is the base of it is essentially all Technic, and then everything on the sides will then start slowly spreading out into Technic, and the rest of it's all system, as they say.
Okay.
Mm.
Some of the other
And-
builds I do. Now, I've noticed though, it's really easy because I pulled this from an idea. It may have been from Lego itself, but basically, when it comes to like my walkways on core, they're all Technic. So
Okay.
I can just push them in with a pin, and boom,
Yeah.
they're in place, rather than them all being assembled.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. And now that I assume makes it really easy when you're transporting it to just pop out the
Oh yeah.
sections
Yep.
to put back in later.
Because that whole tower itself takes only 15 minutes to tear down.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is
Wow.
amazing. And
The
now was
size
that
of I'm surprised.
What
was
was the
that a planned thing? Was it planned to be easy to take apart? Was that something that you planned, or it just happened?
I've learned over the course of doing all these Lego shows, you don't build static. You have to build modular,
Yeah.
or you're going to be very, very angry because
Yeah.
you can't transport stuff. So essentially, how it was, there was a build I did. I think it was actually the Vibrant Duchess, my airship, and
Okay.
I built that, and I go, okay, it's done. Now I have to transport it.
Oof.
All right. And then we're on the way to a show, and I'm just hearing all these noises, you know,
Oh,
things
no.
falling. I'm going,
Oh no.
maybe next time I should build this in a way that it's meant to be modular. So all I have to do is reassemble modules
Yeah.
on site. And yeah, it's been a lot of touch and go and learning experience because as
It's
I said,
all learning. It's all learning
yeah.
with Lego.
because I never really thought of actually going to shows and taking a quarter of my collection to these shows.
Yeah.
And these shows, and then it takes me 20 plus hours just to set up.
Yeah, you were busy. You were a busy bee. I was watching you those
Yes.
couple days set up before the weekend.
Yes.
With that, the interesting fact about Lego with the modulars is they are so strong.
Yes, they are.
I had people. I carried my my modular through an airport.
Yep.
And I had people question me. They're like, how strong is what you're carrying? And I told them, I was like, I only lost one piece, and it was a tiny little piece that I probably should have popped off the
Yes.
side while I was transporting it, but I didn't
Mm.
because I was just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But I told them, I was like, the trick is a strong base. So use your Mills plates, guys. Don't don't worry about the extra cost there. Put things on Mills plates, especially if you're going to be transporting things. It gives you that extra structural integrity. So the base plate was a big thing. You can carry it with one hand. I can pick it up and do like
Correct,
Yeah.
yes.
lifts with it. But then the structure itself being like an actual building helps. So none of the the half building things. I'm not. They collapse on themselves. Um, so you were very smart in going the modular route there.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I've had to learn. And then it's one thing for the modular. It's just another thing when it comes to actually. So for Brick Roll Chicago, I started packing a week prior,
whew,
and
woof.
I was probably 70% packed, and then I realized,
Okay.
oh, I didn't have to pack it this way. I mean, I packed it where, I got to fit all this stuff in our vehicle, so that's a lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
I packed it in a way that I overpacked, and when it came to teardown, which took 5 hours.
Okay,
I
so
just
so
was
less
like,
time to take
just
down.
take everything, just take it all down, throw it in the bag. I don't care because we got to get out of here.
Let's just go. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. That's how it is for teardown.
Yeah.
But for actually preparing and stuff like that, I definitely need to work on a better means of a system goes, okay, this box is for this box is for this, and these boxes inside of this box are for this. And unfortunately, while I was packing 2 days prior, I set something in the back of the vehicle and I
Oh,
walked
no.
away to grab something, and this tote was like, I don't know, where my hands? Well, it's like that deep and
Yeah.
probably like 2.5 feet, 3 feet long.
Okay.
It falls out of the back of the vehicle.
Oh,
Luckily, it
great.
was just the walkway, so I knew exactly how majority
Oh,
of
that's
everything
good. That's
reassembled.
good.
Yes. So I realized, and I'm learning, okay, well, if you put more structural integrity on this side and then put it onto this side, if it drops, you actually know what's going to go where, and it's not going to
Yeah.
break. So that's how I looked at it. I didn't
That's
get
awesome.
that lucky with the Mobile City, though.
Oh, I know. I saw some
Yeah.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, that we got roped. Well, I don't say roped. So essentially, on the way back from Chicago, we hit a storm, and
Oh no.
it was bad. I mean, it was bad. I
And
mean,
that's
doing
where your
this.
that's where your redesign is coming from, right?
I no. Well, I'm still too distraught about what happened with the Mobile City that I'm not even touching it. I'm just working on
Oh, okay.
Cyber City.
Gotcha.
Working on
Okay.
that right now, and trying to finalize that. Once I'm done with that, then I might start working on the Nightmare Realm, or I'll probably work on the other one, the steampunk stuff.
Steampunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because a lot of people love that train. I still can't believe I got nominated for 2 things.
What? Just
Hey.
tell everybody what you got nominated for.
Yeah.
Original train layout and original train creation or something like that.
Amazing.
When they still have not.
Oh yeah, I have questions about that train, so I'll ask that after you're
yeah.
done.
No, what's the questions? How much agony I
Oh
went
no,
through?
he's mid-tea. He's
yeah,
mid-tea drinking.
there is that question of like how painful it was to design, but then how painful was it to actually get something that heavy to move?
That's essentially the same question.
Oh, okay, well,
I mean, I first started. So the Ghost Train came out, or not came out, but I was like, you know what? That Ghost Train looks really cool from Monster Fighters.
yeah, oh yeah.
Essentially, for how the front is, I mean, the rest of it's okay because I had remember the Time Chasers.
We actually were talking about that the other day on the channel. Yeah.
Cruisers.
Time Cruisers, yeah.
Yes.
That just they threw a bunch of parts together basically from a bunch of different sets and we're like, this is
Like
what we're
leftovers.
giving you.
Yeah, and I had that train. And
Okay.
I remember building it. That was back in like 5th grade, I think, for me. And I go, you know what? I really like that Ghost Train because I've seen it at shows and go, okay. So I built it. That's cool. let's say what if I made my own train? Okay, let's try this. So I take
Ideas
a
sparked.
train motor. Yeah, I take a train motor and realize that, oh, the train's not powerful enough, or the train motor's not powerful enough to push this thing around. Mind you, it was smaller at the time. And then one of my friends, who's definitely more engineer oriented than I am, explained to me how I could have the wheels spin in the middle, because essentially the train is a solid piece, but there's a bogie in the front that turns, and then this
Yeah.
bogie in the back. So the biggest problem that I kept running into is that, one, the train doesn't like running on regular radius of Lego track, which is R40.
Yeah.
So what would happen is that when it come out of the curve, the front bogie would still be stuck, as in not straight, stuck.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm just gonna put the Vibrant Duchess in here. So essentially, my first layout for that setup was just like a model scene. You had the city, you had the train, you had the Vibrant Duchess, and you had the Walker mechs, and that's it. And then I go,
Okay.
you know what? What if I actually had a working train, like an actual working train? So I went back to the drawing board and had redo. Probably for 2 weeks, I dealt with revamping it and finally making it work, and I was so elated. I was like, all right, well, we need to make more. So I have a coal car that has nothing in it, and then I
Yeah.
made another car, and I was like, okay, that's good. Let's see how it runs. Wow. So it runs for like an hour and a half on battery.
And I'm
Because-
assuming that's because of the weight, right?
Yeah, and plus, well, you're running a motor and you're running a
Yeah.
train motor.
Yeah.
So it's definitely having to do a lot. And I actually had to take one of those. It's a fence, but one that has like the curves in it and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
For the characteristics of the train, because it needs to breathe. Because it
Yeah.
gets
To
hot.
let air.
Right.
Yeah. To let the air
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, have
So-
you ever thought about using a third party motor that has a little more
Oh yeah, trust me.
juice?
I mean, the battery
A little more
packs
juice?
themselves are from Amazon.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
because I don't want to have to keep dealing with, because I get the same longevity that I do out of a traditional Power Functions battery pack that I do out of this, and it's rechargeable. It takes 2
Right.
hours to charge.
Yeah.
So yes, I have definitely thought about venturing into getting different train motors and stuff like that, but it's working right now. If I did anything, I might make or add another battery pack. So this battery pack is for this battery pack's for this, but I haven't got that far yet.
I gotcha.
So you can, with those rechargeable ones, I'm assuming you can, you can charge one while one's being used, and then
Yes, exactly.
you can just like keep.
Alternate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
Is there anything? I know you're saying obviously you're doing a lot of redoing at the moment. Have you got anything sort of planned for anything new upcoming that you feel like you want to share, or
Oh yeah. If you have any sneak peeks for us.
Any?
I mean, right now,
Thing on
core
the
is
horizon?
Right now, core is consuming me. The next possible thing I might do is finally clean up my city and record a video of it.
Fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm looking at my city right now. It is a disaster. It's like a wave. It's like a wave went over it. I'm just like, oh, there are parts and things everywhere.
Hey, there's that disaster movie I was talking about earlier.
There you go. There you go.
Exactly. No,
My city is immaculate. There's not a speck of dust on it because it doesn't exist. It only exists in my mind, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
One
if
day,
you can believe it, I've actually, so I bought one of those handheld vacs, right? And I love it, but after Brickworld Chicago and the mess that I made, I'm not sure where it is in the Lego room. It's somewhere in here. It's hiding.
To say it,
It's
I don't care about the dust. To me, it adds character.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
people go, 'cause- so what is it? There was some gripe about new parts and used parts, and they're
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, I'd rather have new parts because it's new." I'm going, I don't care if it's cheaper. It gives it character. It can
Yeah.
have scrapes, nicks in it. No issue whatsoever to me.
Yeah. So for me in the city, the tile pieces for like the sidewalks and
Yeah,
things, I don't care if they're yellowed. I don't care if they're scratched
it
up.
gives it character.
The city, a real city sidewalk is not perfect. It is dirty and gross. So I don't care. So I told my boss one time, I was like, if you have like yellowed parts that you're not putting out, because she usually doesn't. She's like, I'm not putting these out in bulk. I'm not putting these for sale anywhere. You have more use for them. So she handed me a whole big bag of them. I've already gone through them. I was like, oh well, that's fantastic, because I'll use these for city sidewalk pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. No. Using parts that you can get away with using is very nice. It's very nice
Yes.
when you can do that.
Exactly, especially for my apocalyptic stuff. That definitely adds character to it.
You're just like whatever.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, it would be perfect for that. Because people,
Yeah.
Scotty said that it's about 90 minutes. People always ask, well, where do you come up with like that? How do you even get inspired to even start creating that? And I go, well, it first starts out with very, very chaotic hardcore music. It's very relaxing. But
Yeah.
the more dissonant the music is, the easier it is for me to create. However, I have realized that I cannot stream, because I stream when I'm building, obviously, but I cannot
Yeah.
stream of that magnitude of devotion as I am to other builds,
Yeah.
because I just feel that it's just, I need to focus on this, and the music is helping coerce me into going, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. Because I always tell people that anyone can look at a part and go, okay, this is what you have. Well, what if I were to distort that part or twist it somehow?
Okay.
And then that's how I look at it. Because people go,
Yeah.
oh, why did you use that piece instead of this piece? And I go, well, because this one gives it more character. And then if you put it on this way and then twist it, you're doing, yes. Let's just, I actually remember this. I made this, I think it was a girl I made scared. Like, what's wrong with you? I was telling this little kid, I do illegal things with Lego.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And,
it's okay. I'm all
yeah.
for the illegal builds.
Oh yeah, trust me. Some of the stuff I do is definitely frowned upon. I mean, I'm not breaking
Whatever.
them.
It's our
I'm just-
Lego, right?
Yeah, you do whatever you want with it.
I don't think that matters. I mean, there's rules. There's not, supposed rules, and then Lego in some of their builds have actually gone back on what they used to be, an illegal, build, and now they use them in some of the sets. I think there was,
Defender was one of them.
some of the building in, what set was that? Was it the SNES set, the NES set, maybe inside? I'm trying to remember. There was one recently where they're like, "Oh, this used to be an illegal thing."
Oh, the NES, the NES set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some stuff in there.
It was. It was when they started sticking plates into plates
in
sideways, where we were like, oh, wasn't that illegal at one point?
So I think
Lego gets to decide what they decide is or isn't.
But
Yes.
I personally, from my personal opinion, there's no such thing as an illegal build. I think it fascinates me if you can find a way to use a part in whatever way suits your build. Why not? If that works for their build and it works for you, and it, then I say go for it.
Exactly.
Go for it. Use them in whichever way you like.
Yeah.
That's just how I build stuff.
Hey, but that's a fantastic way of doing it. So I think we want to ask you one last question that we
Okay.
usually
Let's
end
do it.
our podcasts with. If you had to pick a Lego element today,
I still
what?
don't know which one. The appendage.
Oh, well, like what favorite element? The appendage piece
Yes,
would be
I
your
love
favorite.
that piece.
Okay, that's his favorite.
If it ever, I know it will never happen because they discontinued that color, trans neon green, and that appendage would have been cake.
Oh,
I miss trans neon
from the
green.
Bionicle days, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Have you thought about like just ordering a bunch of those so you have a bunch?
Of what? Oh, no, that's the thing. It doesn't exist.
Oh, it doesn't exist.
No,
Okay, it doesn't
the
even
appendage
exist. Okay.
only. The appendage is only in certain colors,
Yeah.
and
I thought they made it trans color.
No. You know what appendage I'm talking about, right? Here, let me put the brick links.
I'm trying to think. Maybe it was. I thought it was the claw piece with the
Yeah.
little notch at the bottom.
I'm sorry. It's the appendage bony small. Here.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
There you go. That's my favorite piece. And then the close
I'm gonna
second.
pop that into chat.
I'd say a close second right now is is it that one? The it's the bar that has the well, actually it's two bars. Let me see if I can.
Okay. While he's looking, I'm gonna look around my Lego room and see what my favorite piece
Just
is
have a
gonna be
look.
today. Just having a little look around. You know, I think I'm gonna have to go with corn today. The corn piece.
The
This
This
corn
little
piece.
guy. This
I
little.
see it. Okay.
It's corn. It's got the juice. It's got the juice. I love that song. Just throwing that out there to everybody.
I have to try not to sing it. You know me. I'm always going to be
I
singing.
couldn't help but sing it. You know.
That is the close
I think I'm going to go with because we've been talking a lot about modulars.
Yeah.
There's a piece that's often used, and we were talking about paving.
Oh, that's a good
and you've
piece,
got
Squiddos.
the piece that is quite often used for like little grates in the side of the road and things like
Yes.
that. You've got your classic.
Yep.
Your grill piece. Okay.
Yeah. Your
Yep.
classic little
Very
grill
good.
piece.
Very
I know
good.
it's a very simple, plain little piece, but it can be used in lots of different ways.
Oh,
Plus,
exactly.
we all know that, if you get two of them and you like slide them one into the other and they move, well, that's just a fidget toy. So
Yeah. I had always
you can make your own little fidget toy.
I had
out of two
always
grates.
wondered if you could, and I'm sure you could probably snot build with the brackets and have those like facing down and then have some on the ground, and you could probably make like a moving thing just using those grill pieces. You probably could.
You probably can, because they do slide
Yeah.
really smoothly.
And then
So-
you
Yeah,
can also
you could-
take a minifig hand and put it in there as well.
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
Clicks in.
Yeah, you could
Correct.
click in. Yeah. That's I hadn't thought about that.
Or swords.
Yeah, good idea. But I want to thank you so much for joining us, Squiddos. It was a pleasure having you. If you could tell everybody once again where to find you, and we can pop that up on screen again, so that people can know where to find you and everything. So if you want to pop in your Twitch and your Instagram. We really enjoy having people on here. And while he's doing that, just to let everybody know, the audio files for this will be on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and if you want to view us live you can catch us on Twitch and on YouTube. The videos will be posted there. There'll be clips of all our episodes up on the Brick City Radio Instagram starting. I'll get that started probably tonight so that you can get little clippets. And our next episode, I'm not sure when it will be. I think we have something planned. Who do we have next?
Who do we have next? I think we have. I'm just looking at our.
There's this Twitch. I'm going to show that on screen. And then I'll show the Instagram as well when it goes down.
We've got a few that we're waiting for confirmations on.
Okay,
so,
yeah. And I have heard for some people that have had shown some interest, so we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we've got Thrawn's Revenge is going to be coming up soon. We've got hopefully Itza. We're talking about Castle. And then hopefully towards the end of August, September, like you said, we're hoping to be able to get with Alex from
the Bricklink Designer Program.
And we are in talks with the JJ who designed the office set as well. So it's just getting everyone together all at the same time is usually the most difficult thing. So those are the things that are going to be coming up soon.
And then if people want to come onto the podcast, please contact us at Brick City Radio podcast at gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you, or you can hit me up on Twitch, Instagram, and Discord. We'd love to hear some feedback as well. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a tip jar on Twitch and on the Instagram page that you can donate directly to the podcast page. I believe we have a whole list of people that we're trying to get through. So people that have contacted us, people that are interested, that we know are interested, we will be getting with you in the future to talk with you and have you on. But like I said, I really want to thank you again, Squiddos. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that's come out today to watch the podcast. We've really, really enjoyed it. And we will see you next time. Go ahead. Yeah.
Speaking of JJ, he actually recommended that I should try and make my own idea set.
You should. You really should.
Yeah, either the airship or the train.
You know, absolutely. I would love to see. Well, both are really cool, but I would love to see an airship one make it through. I really would. I really would.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I don't know what all is involved.
Keep us up to date.
But yes.
Yeah, keep us up to date on that.
Okay,
but like I said, thank you again, and thank everybody that are here. We are going to go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. We're not gonna raid on out because I am on a different platform. So we will see you guys next time. You said you're gonna be live again. When will you be live? You said Mondays and Fridays.
Usually it's Mondays and Fridays.
Okay.
I post on my Discord when I'm going to.
Yep.
And then I'll be. It's sad. I'll want to stream throughout the day, and then it finally comes down to it, going, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you stream when you want to. Yeah, exactly. I should be live again, guys, probably on Monday. So thank you guys for coming out, and we will see you guys. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.